All right. Welcome. Season 2, the CourtVision podcast. I'm your host, Slim. That's Trey. And we're back.
Yeah, it's been a while, off season,
Took a long
a
break.
lot. Yeah, we had things going on, but I mean the NBA was moving as it always does. Lots of drama, lots to talk about, but today we're gonna focus on team tier lists, right?
Tier list.
Not a power ranking, but more of just where we categorize these teams based on our tiers. And you want to introduce the tiers?
Yeah, we got 5 tiers we picked. First one is the trash tier.
Yep.
These teams suck.
Yeah.
2 is no man's land. The third one we said is one piece away from being one piece away. The fourth one is near the top, but not there yet. And the last one is contenders.
Yeah, these are the clear-cut league winners.
I had a little inner debate placing a couple teams. But
yeah,
to be honest, I like how my tier list ended up. You might not like it. They might not like it. But I'm pretty comfortable with how this turned out. You want to start us off? Start in the trash?
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to list out these 3 teams that I have here. And I don't think there's going to be much debate. The Utah Jazz, Washington Wizards, and Brooklyn Nets.
Yep. So I had those 3 teams as well. But I actually had 2 more teams. You might not like this, but the first one, I might have a personal vendetta against this team. But honestly, you might agree. I have the Miami Heat. They just don't have a guy. They don't have a ball handler. They have a couple scorer guys, but their primary ball handler right now, as their team is constructed, is Tyler Hero. But he's out for maybe the first 2-3 months this season. And then you bring in the rookie, Kasparis Yakchonis. And he's pretty raw. He might not be ready yet.
He's not. That wasn't a pick that was supposed to be like just plug him in and get going right away. There was definitely going to be some development with him.
And then the 5th team, we know the story with these guys. Honestly, the last couple of years been the same thing every year. And I have the Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
I just, we know the story. There's not much to say about that team.
This one I could definitely bump down to that tier, 100%.
You saw what they were last season. They didn't make many differences, any changes, really, any significant. They brought in Westbrook, but how much is that really going to help?
I mean, I absolutely hate their offseason. They have there's one ball in the court and 6 ball-dominant pieces. They're ruining development for pieces like Keegan Murray, who, I mean, they just paid so heavily.
Overpay.
Pause. Yeah, overpaid, 100%. But that's also overpay is also how they've utilized him. He's never been in a situation where he could actually have the ball in his hands, always in the corner, ready to shoot, because there's so much. And they've just added more ball dominance to this team.
Yeah, I don't know how all these mouths are going to get fed. I did like the draft pick, to be fair, but he's a solid role player. He's not going to be some superstar in the league. So 100%. I don't know where they really go to make their team better from
100%. He was not a development pick or like a prospect. You'd say he's a contender or playoff ready plug-in, and they're definitely not touching the playoffs.
No, I don't. Way. Especially with the West this year, I don't really see a pathway for them to have any success this year.
Yeah, no.
For the no man's land, I had 6 teams. I went the Hornets, who I'd really debated bumping up. I went with the Pelicans, who are just stuck in mediocrity.
Yeah.
I went the Bulls. They kind of have a little bit of life, but not really much. The Suns are just And then only because of injuries, I went with the Pacers. And they lost Miles Turner as well, and they didn't replace him. I don't know what's going on with that. And then my last team in no man's land was the Milwaukee Bucks. Your superstar, Giannis, he has to do everything for that team. You just don't know his future with the squad either.
I mean, honestly, I'll give my explanation in the next tier for any differences I have, but my list is mostly pretty similar. Chicago, I mean, they've been stagnant. I think they need to get off Vucevic. I think they've waited way too long to get off Vucevic, but whatever.
Way too long.
Miami, which, I mean, you had tier below. Charlotte, I have Golden State. I have the Phoenix Suns, Portland Trailblazers, Sacramento Kings, and New Orleans Pelicans.
Can you explain the Warriors?
Yeah, the Warriors. I'm just not a fan of that roster construction at all. I think last season, what they did was they'll make a playoff. And again, this is not a power ranking. I think they're in no man's land as in team construction.
Yep.
They're just coasting till Curry retires. And also, I called this tier no man's land / coasting. All of the teams here, they're just playing out the season. They have no expectations really, and they could fall short, but it's fine. They're just playing it out.
So you'll find out I have the Warriors later on, but my note for them is simply old age home.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of aging stars.
Yeah.
The only real star is Steph Curry.
Yeah, 100%.
And I had him where I have him because I can't doubt Steph Curry. That guy's really good.
Yeah.
But my big issue with the Warriors is, so they have Steph, they have Butler, they have Draymond Green. Their best young player, Jonathan Kuminga, hates the organization. Yeah. The organization outside of the owner hates him.
Yeah.
And he's fully blocked in the rotation. Yeah. Those stretches last year where they weren't playing him at all, and he's supposed to be one of their big future stars. So I just don't see how you start the player's career with that relationship, start with that roster construction, and then expect them to blossom into a superstar for your team.
Yeah.
Maybe for another team, but for the Warriors, I just don't like how they've been going around business. I know when Bob Myers left, he kind of hinted like it was the right time to leave.
For sure.
And it looks like it was the right time to leave. That team is not looking real good.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the Kuminga situation, they just kind of like botched that whole experiment.
Yeah.
If they're going to get out, again, I don't know why these teams keep holding on to these pieces if they're not going to even use them. I mean, there's just conflicting like pressures in the organization, and they just couldn't figure it out. And now he's just going to, again, coast his way through the season and be gone.
Yeah, I'm surprised he signed a 2-year. I honestly expected him to sign the qualifying offer.
Yeah.
Just so he has control over his free agency next year. But I guess they convinced him in some way. They probably gave him a little more money. I think it was 2 for $48, so $24 million a year. Yeah, that's all right. The Bulls gave Giddey 25. So, I mean, everyone's just handing out money these days. But
for sure.
We'll see how that season goes. I don't expect too much from them. What about your next tier?
So my one piece away from, one piece away from being one piece away. This, I think, is the perfect tier for these two teams, the Indiana Pacers and the Boston Celtics.
Okay.
Now, I'll go through the rest of my list, but I'll go back and explain those two. I also have Milwaukee, Philadelphia, the Clippers, Memphis, San Antonio, and the Toronto Raptors.
All right.
So to explain Boston and Indiana, they're one piece away from being one piece away is their injured stars that are sitting on the bench. Tatum and Tyrese are both one piece. And then they lost Turner, and then the Celtics lost like Porzingis and Holiday. So that's that second piece that they need to acquire. That next like plug into their team. But I mean, 100% Boston's gonna be catapulted back into contention if they make the moves, and then Indiana for sure back up there.
Boston is a little confusing with their cap situation.
Yeah,
but
really avoiding the second.
They can move off Simons midway through the season. I like that pickup for them. I like that 100%. A lot. He's gonna have a really good start to the year, and they'll be able to get some value out of him. Exactly. I don't know what team's gonna trade for him. Maybe like a team like Orlando, something like that, needs a little more shooting, a little more ball handling. But and Orlando just got But they traded for Bane, so their farm system is done. They traded away all their picks. So I don't know. The Celtics, they have an interesting season ahead of them. I'm not sure how they go. I could even see them trading Jaylen Brown, to be honest, if that's what's going to get them more value.
Yeah.
But with Simons facing free agency, maybe that's the guy they go with. My list was I went with the Magic just because of experience.
Yeah.
I don't think the experience is there yet. The Spurs. Spurs is almost their time.
That's
almost their time. I didn't really want to put them one piece away from being one piece away, but they're not in no man's land and they're not near the top.
Their tier, I was thinking, they should have their own tier, which is 1 year away from being 1 year away. No, they are definitely developing, and they don't even need to make their move. Like, I know the De'Aaron Fox thing, like they'll figure that out this season, especially. But I think, that's the right tier for them.
They literally have no rush. They have the best situation, second best situation in the NBA right now after the Thunder. But so you have De'Aaron Fox, who I think they signed to the extension, so he has a couple more years in his contract. He's what? He's like 27 or something, somewhere in that area.
Around there.
So say he plays out his contract, they never trade him. You re-sign him to be your backup, and by that time, the number 2 overall pick, Dylan Harper, he's gonna be a superstar.
Yeah, 100%.
That guy's gonna be so good in the league. His preseason highlights looked amazing. Yeah. So they're in such a good spot, and they still have pieces of trade because they didn't give up anything for De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah,
still have Devin Vassell, still have Keldon Johnson. They're a good, solid squad, 100%. And they're gonna be really scary. I also had the Pistons. They didn't do much this offseason. I mean, they brought in Duncan Robinson, but they lost Malik Beasley.
Yeah,
so
that was
who's better
interesting situation.
They brought in Tobias Harris. What is he going to do for your team?
Yeah.
What they're missing is that secondary star, because I fully believe Cade is that one guy you need.
100%.
He can take you to a championship. Yeah. Cade is amazing at sport basketball, but their secondary guys, Jaden Ivey's been injured. Jalen Duren's not a scorer. He's not an offensive guy. He actually is not that good. If you actually watch the games and look at underlying stats, Jalen Duren's not that good.
Yeah.
And then Azar Thompson, but he's a couple years away from being a year away on the offensive side. So they have a good team, but they have a really low ceiling. So I have them in this one piece away from being one piece away, but they just need that secondary star. And then I had Portland. Portland's a sneaky squad, but their defense is super legit.
Yeah, 100%.
And I really like additions of Drew Holiday and Damian Lillard to mentor Scoot Henderson. And then I had the Grizzlies here. I just wrote they platooned, but that can be attributed to Ja's injuries the last couple of years, and they're being carried by Desmond Bane. They're still a decent team. So now you add Ja, hopefully healthy this year, instead of Desmond Bane. They brought in Ty Jerome. They're giving their rookies a chance. I think they'll be a playoff contender. They could upset a team in the series. And then I had the 76ers. Their biggest thing is just health. They stay healthy, they're good. And then I had the Raptors. But I think the Raptors are a sneaky playoff squad this year. If we made predictions.
It's 100% a weak East, and everything's looking kind of in their favor. It's definitely a hard placement. I've seen Raptors really high on some people, very low on some other people. So, I mean, we'll see. It's a hard placement, but
where are you for them? You really high on them?
I have them also in one piece away, but in like a playoff atmosphere, like standing wise, honestly, I could see a 6 to like. I don't see a like away game in the play. I don't see a 9 or 10. I see a 6 to 8 for me.
Do you think they could win a playoff series if they make it? Say they are the 6th seed.
I mean, they have 100%. The talent they have is there, but I don't know about how much they complement each other play style wise. We saw in preseason, they have lots of ups and downs. And
very inconsistent.
I mean, the bench mob was looking good. They did play really well. Jacoby Walter is definitely looking like a nice bright spot. Jamal Shed, like all of them, Jonathan Mogbo. But for me, I don't think they're gonna win a playoff series this year.
I'm one of those guys that are really high on them, man. Yeah. But the thing with the Raptors is we won't know until we know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you can say all you want about how this roster will fit together, but you won't know until they play together. And it could go amazing, it could go terrible. But I think they're in a spot where if it does go bad, they have pieces they can move right away. RJ Barrett, tradable. Quickly's not. Quickly's contract is
a big handicap.
And I think the first guy we move off of should be Grady Dick. I think he can hold some value for one of these young teams. 100%. We can get a little bit for him.
Yeah.
And then we move on to our near the top, but not yet there, I guess. So we originally had this as pretenders.
Yeah.
But then as we were talking about it, we're like, these teams aren't pretenders.
They're definitely not contenders.
Yeah, they're not good enough to be contenders, but they're good.
Yeah.
They're still good. But it's just the contenders are really good. Who'd you have in there?
So I had the Atlanta Hawks, the Houston Rockets, Minnesota Timberwolves, Los Angeles Lakers, Dallas Mavericks, and then Orlando and Detroit. Yeah.
We had some disagreements.
Yeah. Orlando and Detroit were honestly, Detroit is definitely one of my more like hopeful and optimistic placements in my tier list.
Again, the East is wide open.
100. So. That's exactly my like thing. The East is wide open. Detroit last year was like the prelude or like the trailer, and this year is their chance. Obviously, the Malik Beasley situation was a complete mess,
but he got cleared, so they
exactly.
Bring him
so
back,
that was completely unfortunate, but they had to take Karis LeVert in, and like
I don't mind that pickup.
Yeah, I don't exactly. He's still a very like talented piece, and kind of just like a washed down, I would say, Malik Beasley. But I mean, the upside, Malik Beasley wasn't even considered that great of an asset until he got to Detroit, and then they blossomed. So
you think if Jaden Ivey, say last year was filled with injuries,
100%.
Say he has a generally healthy season this year, throughout, where do you see them? How far can you see this team going?
I see the Detroit Pistons. I mean, the East again. That's the big factor for me. This was a West team. I wouldn't have them here, but the fact that they're near the top is because they can get so far in the East that maybe they can just pull off something. Yeah. That's what I'm going with. So honestly, I could see them definitely ceiling. I mean, a ceiling. I don't see why they can't make the finals, because 100%. Because New York, they pushed them last year.
Yeah, they did.
New York is a top team in the East without like any hesitancy for me to say that, just because of the lack of talent, but also they're a good roster.
They're a good team.
Exactly. And Boston's fall off, I could see them, just surprising, being in there. Orlando is a different team. I think health is the key to my pick here.
Yeah.
I'm a big Paolo believer this year. I mean, I have him in like 3 fantasy leagues, so I mean, I'm hoping
he better be good.
Exactly. And then Bane, this is a new look for him, coming off like a first scoring option last year. Year before, he was still high scoring option. Now he's got to, be more of a number 2, 3 behind Paolo and like with Franz. So
one of my questions for the Magic too is last year they were the worst team at shooting 3-pointers in the league, and the only thing they really did to add to that shooting was bring in Bane. So did they really add enough shooting? And I don't think so.
No,
because Bane, the minutes he's off, what are they gonna do?
Yeah,
Paulo hasn't been healthy as much recently. I'm banking on. I really like him as well, so I think he's gonna have a good year. Franz Wagner, I don't like.
Franz, I mean, that was a tough one for me because he's not a shooter. He's also, I don't like his actual fit in Orlando.
Like he could be good on another team.
Yeah,
he's still good on the Magic.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's a savior guy. Like if Paulo's out, he'll have a couple good games, but he's not winning you anything. He's not taking the playoffs. I don't really like him. Can you go over the teams in the West you had again in that?
I had Houston, Minnesota, Los Angeles, and Dallas.
The Lakers, right?
Yeah,
the Clippers earlier. All right, so my near the top, I had Atlanta. I love their off. I love their offseason. We've said it multiple times. East is wide open. There's not much more we can say about that. Like Nickeil Alexander-Walker was maybe the best pickup of the entire offseason. Like imagine you dribble up the court and Dyson Daniels on one side and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Like what are you gonna do? What are you supposed to do? And then I had the Lakers. Same stories every year. Yeah, they added Marcus Smart. Yeah, they added Aiden. Aiden doesn't even like the sport of basketball.
Aiden,
he got paid. He doesn't care anymore.
Exactly. Everyone was a bit too excited for that. You have I guess it is an improvement because at least they have a body at a center position. Like there's a human being there. So
but again, it's the Lakers, the big market. Anything they do is gonna get thing. Like they're talking about Jake LaRavia, however you say his name. Like he's the next coming of Jordan. Like this guy's so good. This, that. Like that guy was a bum on the Grizzlies who didn't even make the playoffs a couple years ago.
I haven't heard his name in any media before he signed that contract.
Marcus Smart, I haven't heard of him in 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know. The Lakers, big market. Luka, hopefully he has a good year. I'm hoping he has a good year. 100%. But LeBron's already injured. He's already taken it easy. So how far can that team take you in the regular season without LeBron playing majority of the games? Because if they end up as a 6 seed or a 7 seed, you're playing the Thunder, you're playing the Rockies, you're playing one of these top teams, and you're not beating them in a series.
You're not.
So for them, they need the regular season success. But LeBron is trying to keep his health to be able to play in the playoffs, but it's not going to work out for them. Then here, this one, through our discussion, I would change my pick. I had the Warriors in this one. Just because I respect Curry that much, but I would honestly move him to where you had him, the no man's land, if I had to do this again. Then I had the Clippers here only because of injury risk. I thought about putting them in the contender spot, but I couldn't. Just injury risk, age, Kawhi's whole saga going on right now. Like, I don't know. There's a lot that could go wrong with that team.
The Clippers, I can't rely on any one of those players like Harden, Kawhi. They're all past their prime. And except for Kawhi, like there's no championships to show for this like core, you know? So, it's tough to put them any higher than I did.
I'm pretty sure this is the first time in a couple of years that Kawhi's coming into the season healthy, though.
That's true.
So that might play an effect. I guess they have CP3. I don't know what that could do. Norman Powell they got rid of. That could open up some more. They got Bradley Beal.
They did.
It's kind of the same roster in a different form.
Yeah, 100%.
Like font. Sorry, I don't know. And then I have the Cavs here.
Oh wow!
I'm not a Cavs believer.
Wow.
I'm the opposite of a Cavs believer. I like some of their players. I like Spida.
Yeah.
Love Lonzo Ball. Love that pickup for them. I just don't trust them in the playoffs. Like we saw it last year. They basically they didn't quit, but they quit. Like all their guys. Injured.
You could tell that like they weren't treating it like it was playoffs at all.
They didn't care.
They were just like letting the game like flow, which in a playoff atmosphere, you need to take control of the game. You're not gonna let the other team take the pace and like control the whole thing. Indiana dominated that series, and made those comebacks because of like Cleveland just being complicit. Like,
it just didn't look like they were having fun out there. It didn't look like a team that can make noise, and I don't think they did. Like they get a full season of DeAndre Hunter now. They get Lonzo Ball, but it's the same core. It's the same core. How much better can they get in the playoffs? Then I had the Wolves here. Same story as last year. How far can you go with no real point guard and Julius Randle is your second option? They lost one of their best defenders and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Like it's the same team again. And then Knicks. I had the Knicks here because I didn't like their playoff basketball. Brunson's not that guy, and it was a bunch of ISO ball. I don't like the Knicks are good.
Yeah.
I don't see them making too much noise, but the East is wide open. So there's a world where they make the finals. If they make the finals, I see them losing in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's going to be competitive. And then the contenders. So I think we have different
contenders at this point. But how many teams do you have left?
4.
I also have 4. So, I mean, I know for sure these 2 names have been mentioned, the Oklahoma City Thunder and Denver Nuggets.
Yep.
These 2 teams are past champions. Denver has really improved their roster.
Really improved.
I love the moves that they made.
Yep.
I mean, they have valuable depth and, the best player in the NBA. Like, he wasn't the MVP, but I think he's the best player in the NBA.
And the keyword you said is depth.
Yeah.
Valuable depth.
Yeah.
One thing they lacked last year. 100%. And that's the reason they honestly could have beat the Thunder 100%. In that series. Thunder didn't play the best basketball in that series, but it was their depth that hurt them. And they bring in Cam Johnson, who's an upgrade on the offensive side as well from Michael Porter Jr. Yeah. He's also a massive upgrade on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Bring in Bruce Brown. You bring him back where he flourished in Denver. Perfect for that system. And then you finally get a backup center for Jokic.
Jonas.
Take a little stress off him. Jonas Valanciunas, who is a very serviceable player in the NBA. So I think the Nuggets, they're always a threat, but this year might be their best year in the last since they won the chip.
For sure, 100%. I agree.
And then Thunder, like we know the Thunder, they just won the championship.
Yeah, I mean, where could they be besides this tier?
Yeah, they brought back the exact same roster. I put here my note: is it the first repeat champ since the Warriors in 2018?
I mean, we can't doubt it. Like it's really plausible. They had Topic back.
Yeah,
they even have additions even when they weren't looking to actively make an addition. I mean, it's unfortunate what happened to Thomas Sorber. He's out for the year, but I mean, that just makes them scarier for years to come.
They didn't need him.
Yeah, I mean, their draft pick was just like insurance for them, basically.
All right, who was your third team here? We'll go one by one.
Now, I mean, Cleveland. Cleveland. I mean, a tier difference is not big, but I think running it back up, and this is the only team that was willing to stay in the second apron. This is a team that they saw their team and I'm happy they didn't hesitate to just shift out and start trading pieces left and right like the Celtics did. I mean, Celtics situation is obviously different with Tatum, but I mean, they're running it back. I'm happy. Now the playoffs, obviously I have the same concerns as you did, but there was a lot of injury confusion with them in that playoff run also. They weren't all even together on the court that long. So maybe that loss of identity was because there wasn't a structure there and they weren't used to playing, they have to obviously learn that. And that's why I'm hoping on this season. But, I think running it back will help.
Yeah. So one thing you'll notice in my contenders, as I list these last 2 teams, is I don't have any East teams.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a single East
That's honestly a very respectable thing to do.
I'm not very high on the East. The early pick would be the Cavs to make it.
The thing with my contenders is that they are a team from the East is guaranteed to make the finals.
Yeah, you never know.
Only one team from the West can make it. So all I need is a series win. Yeah. And then, you get champs.
Yeah. So who I had here, I'll do my less shocking one than my shocking one. I have the Rockets.
Okay.
Kevin Durant, when healthy, is a top 3 player in the NBA.
Yeah.
Top 3.
Wow, top 3.
Top 3 player in the NBA. And now he goes to a system, an organization that's perfectly built around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost Fred VanVleet, but Reed Shepard's the same player as Fred VanVleet at this point. Fred VanVleet's not that good. KD is that guy. Their length, their size, their defensive versatility. That squad's good. I don't need to say too much about them. That squad's good. And then my last team that might shock you, the one team that I think I'm more high than most people on.
I'm hearing I remember a team name I haven't heard yet, so I think I know what's about to happen.
After what happened last year.
Yeah, this is going to be a major comeback.
I think they bounced back really well, and they have the Dallas Mavericks.
Wow. I mean, you can't question the talent.
It's an insane squad when healthy, just insane. And the defense is going to be a top 3 defense in the NBA.
100%.
They have the same thing of the length and the size.
Yeah.
And they have multiple superstars. Kyrie's coming back midway through the year. AD's that guy when healthy.
Yeah.
And then you bring in the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
The number 1 overall pick.
He's such a talented defender. Already coming into the league, he's such a talented defender. It's too strong of a squad to ever overlook.
Yeah.
The core is definitely there. I mean, honestly, you may have just convinced me to put them here, but I mean, it's just my only questions with them is injuries again. AD, when's the last time he played more than 65 games in a year? That's my question. And if that question can be solved,
I don't know.
If that question can be solved, then then they have my support, and I would be thinking to move them up to contender.
Yeah, I just think that what they have and a lot of teams lack is, even though they're injury prone, when you look at a team versus like the Bucks, who are good but injury prone, or the Clippers, good but injury prone, the Mavs have the best depth at all of them.
For sure.
So if a guy goes down, Kyrie's out, they brought in D'Lo.
Yeah.
Cooper Flag's a 6'9", 6'10" point guard. Like, they're fine. They're going to be great. That's a great squad.
Yeah, they can figure it out.
Who's your last team?
I mean, I have my 4 teams. New York.
New York is in there.
Is my last team. I mean, again, I just need to put an Eastern Conference body here. And it's a hard placement. For me, I was really considering to move them into that tier below. But I had to stick them here. And I think that weak East makes it like a 2-team game between the Cavs and the Knicks. And they just have to be.
I get that fully. So I guess, again, I want to reiterate, this is not a power rank.
Yeah.
It's a tier list. Yeah. We're seeing how teams match up against other teams a little bit in their conference. We're not ranking based on how these rosters are constructed, just off how we see success.
100%, yeah.
We had some difference.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the biggest difference I think was Golden State.
Yeah.
But like, I think, we both made like, arguments for that, and we figured out.
I think you convinced me for Golden State too.
I mean, I think they just have to drop because again, that no man's land, like, name of the tier just sets it up.
Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah. I mean, that's all we had. We went through all of the teams, and honestly, I think we figured a lot out here.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a good discussion. I like that.
Now we just wait for the season to start
Tuesday.
And then, we'll see where we are at the end of the year. Maybe we'll have a reaction to these at the end of the year, see how these teams fared. And one thing I know for sure, the trash tier it's not changing, bro.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Throughout the year, we're safe, bro.
Those guys are terrible.
All right.
So thank you for tuning in. Episode 1 of season 2. We'll see you very soon.
All right. Peace.